Hi, this is Bill Koenig for Straight Circle Martial Arts, and this is the 3 distances of punching. So first distance is kind of long to medium range, which would be about here. When you throw this punch, where people make this mistake, because this is the punch where he has the most vision. He can see this coming from a long ways away. And if you throw like a big motion like this, it's very easy for him to see it coming. The way I was taught with this is you actually have to learn to punch with the fists. That's a little different concept. Most people, what they do is they want to punch with the hips. But if you watch, by the time I get there, like the body has to make like a big wave to get there, and it takes a long time. If you learn to take your hand and throw the fist, and throw it first, boom. What happens is your hand gets out a little bit ahead of your body, and then when it gets to the point of impact, it's cracking. But what's nice about this is it's very hard to see because there's no telegraphing. If I give a big motion first, he knows it's coming, but if I just throw this, I can throw a lot of power on it quick, and you don't really see it. Punching's changed over the years because people watch boxing and guys are wearing gloves. What happens with gloves is you can throw sloppy big punches and get away with it because it protects your hands. If you don't have precision punching at this distance, what happens a lot of times is people duck and you break your hand. It's a pretty common thing to injure your wrist or your hand on a punch. So as you're doing these punches, you need to learn to be precise and on the button. So what I want you to think of is just, when I take my hand is you're closing the fist, right? So I go like this, boom, like that. I'm just throwing the fist. Now the body has to relax into it at the end, don't get me wrong. You have to have some kind of body and then crack to make it work. It can't just be hand, but you throw from the hand. So when I do this, I take the hand and I throw the hand. See how it just comes out nicely like this? So it's like that. Now there's got to be a lot of spring and relaxation, like that. There's like a pop to it. That's the only way it works. So when you're here, your hand kind of sets where it wants, and then the fist comes, like that. It's a very precise punch, which is nice, and you have to understand how to use the body. You got to learn how to use the ligaments and tendons and snap to make it work. But when you get it, it's a very good punch. It's hard to see. The second level would be a little closer about here. Now, I can't do that from here because I can't engage my elbow and the body that way. So what I have to do from here is I have to learn to punch from the elbow. So what I want you to envision is when you throw this punch, is someone is taking your elbow and they're throwing the elbow like this. So if I took my elbow and went like that and just threw it, that's where the punch comes from. So I'm traveling this to my fist, and just there the fist takes over. When you're this close, it's very hard to punch straight like this, because what happens is when I do this, you see how like the wrist goes like this. I don't have that angle. What I have to do is I have to turn a little bit to get the angle so my wrist can straighten out. So when you watch me do this, you'll see me turn a lot, and I'll go like this, like bang, like that. And it's just coming from the elbow. So when I do this, I get close, I load my body. And as I throw this, right about here, this elbow engages and goes through, like that. So right here, you launch, the fist takes over and the body comes through, like that. So it's like a spring like that from the elbow. The third distance is really close. So we're about here. Now even then, I can't really engage this elbow like this. So what you have to envision is like your arm is almost fixed in place. There's a little play in it, don't get me wrong. You have to have roll in the shoulder and the elbow and the hand. It can't be stiff like a board. But what you're doing is you're using your legs and your mass to just come through with the hand. So if I'm like this, what I want to do is I want to keep this like this, and I'm going to launch the body and throw the hand. Bang, like this. Now, here's the key to this. You can't launch the body, let the hand drag, and then throw it because you're out of alignment. This has to stay like this, where you hit together. You can't get ahead of it, but you don't want to be behind it either. So you just want to take those legs and drive. And even right there, see how tight this is? Boom, I can throw that shot very close because I'm using my legs and my mass. So from here, it's just this. And I want to throw my whole body. I want to use those legs. I want to drive it. Just drive that whole body and those mass. Everything stays together. Everything stays tight. It's important you learn all three levels because you don't know what's going to happen in a fight. Guy could be farther away, he could get mid, he could jam you in close, and maybe you have to throw something else. Get good at all three distances. You're going to need them. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.